Yo, what's going on, guys? I hope you all are having a fantastic day. Thought I'd hop on here, make another video for you. This is 3 videos in a row, and I wanted to make this video on my top 5 favorite things to sell on eBay. Now, eBay is awesome because you can basically sell just about anything that's sitting around your house. I made a video the other day kind of explaining that there's value to be had in every single thing that's in your life, in your house. So let's hop right into this. Let me minimize this so you guys don't have to see my face. All right, so to start off, my first favorite thing to sell on eBay, this is kind of what I got into selling right in the beginning, is video games and video game consoles. So now if you guys have like an old PS2 sitting around, a GameCube, anything like that, I typically can get around 60 to 70 bucks for them, with either free shipping or you can have your buyer pay for shipping. Now, these are fairly easy to ship. Ship them in bubble wrap. Make sure they're nice and protected. That way, your customers aren't going to complain. But as you can see on my screen, this is a brand new NES. Now that's sold for 130. Now those are a little bit harder to come across. But like, say you have a PS4 sitting around your house that you just don't use anymore, go ahead, throw it up on eBay, and you could get an easy 200 bucks out of it. My thing in my life is if something I don't use very often is just sitting around, I'd much rather have the money for it, as I'm sure you guys would as well. So let's see what else we find. A Nintendo Wii U, that's a console that's a few years old. You can pick those up. Just to let you guys know also, where you can find video game consoles if you don't have any in your house, you can go on Craigslist, you can go on LetGo, Facebook Marketplace. There's a lot of different places you can find these, and there's a lot of people that just want to get rid of them and get a little bit of extra cash. So say with this Nintendo Wii U, the Mario Kart 8 edition, me personally, I would pay upwards of about $100 to $120 for this console. After fees, shipping costs, all that good stuff, you'd still probably net right around $60. And I don't know who wouldn't want 60 bucks. Or if you just have one of those sitting around your house, you could always just throw it up on eBay as well. But yeah, so this is a PS1, a super old console. Photos aren't that great, and they still got 35 bucks for it with free shipping, which is pretty crazy. So, like I said, this is kind of where I started. Now, this second item that I started selling on eBay that I absolutely love and still sell to this day are old video games, some newer titles as well. But as we scroll down this page, you can kind of see that some of these games have absolutely insane value to them. So, like a Legend of Zelda 2384 plus shipping, that's pretty crazy. I typically can find these for anywhere from like $4 to $5, depending on the thrift store, Goodwill. Some places will price them a little bit higher, some won't. You can also find them on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, places like that. I actually just picked up this game 2 days ago at a Goodwill. I paid $6.99 for it, but it consistently sells for about 30 bucks. So I figured, hey, why not take that 20 bucks for the game? So like I said, these are not easy to find, but they are out there. Most people don't know the value behind these. Like, look at this game, a Super Smash Bros. For the GameCube sold for $50. That is insane. And like I said, you can find these for 2 to 3 bucks a pop. So now my third favorite item that I like to sell are shoes. Now this is actually a sale that I made, I think about 3 weeks ago. Now these are women's Metcon 3. They're like a CrossFit trainer shoe. And they're kind of an odd color and not very sought after color, but I actually picked these up from Ross for $44.99 and I sold them for $120. I believe if I looked back at my spreadsheet, I made close to $60 on these after fees and shipping, and all that good stuff. So there's money to be made everywhere. I'm actually going to make another in-depth video on how to source from retail stores like Ross. You can actually go in there, you can sell clothing, you can sell all types of stuff. So yeah, like I said, these sold for $119.99 with free shipping, and I paid 45 bucks for them. So that's a pretty insane return on investment. Now you can sell Jordans, Nikes. There's a ton of different shoe brands out there. I'll make another video on that as well. But let's go into my fourth and or third and probably favorite thing to sell on here. So this is going to be used and new with tag clothing. Now, clothing is probably one of the easiest things you can possibly find out at a thrift store because it's basically everywhere. Everybody's always donating their old stuff once they get new stuff in. And this is going to be one of my favorite brands to resell as well. Now, this is Patagonia. Some of you may know of the brand. It's like a high-end hiking, outdoor, um, that type of clothing. Now, these are pre-owned right here. This jacket sold for 70 bucks. I guarantee if somebody thrifted this item, they paid between $5 and $10 for it. I'm assuming that's what I would pay for it. Now, so the profit margins on these are insane. So say you buy it for 5, you sell it for 50, even with free shipping, after fees, you're still probably making about 35 bucks, which in my opinion is a great return on investment. So keep your eye out for used clothing. Now this one was new with tags. You can find new with tags, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult to find it. And you might be thinking, why would people want to buy used clothing? So it's all about the brand. People go after the brand. So like Patagonia, North Face, there's another brand called Cool. I'll actually search that up for you guys so you can kind of see what it looks like. So it's going to be this little tag right here. If you ever see that on a piece of clothing, grab that and pay for it and sell it on eBay. So these are all new with tag stuff. Like I said, my whole entire eBay store is basically filled with used clothing and new with tag clothing. Now I still sell a little bit of video game consoles, a little bit of video games, but I typically don't do a ton of that. So let's see. So these are selling for $69.99, $60. In my opinion, they priced those way too low. I typically can get anywhere from like 30 to 40 bucks for pants, which is just insane, especially when you're paying, $3.99, $4.99 for these pants. So that is going to be the third and probably my favorite item to sell here on eBay. Like I said, I have about 1,600 items in my eBay store currently. And so this is just going to be another brand. Still one of my favorite brands to resell. It's the North Face. Very sought after, very popular, not very expensive to resell, but it still does bring in great profit margins. Now, my last and final favorite thing to sell, this is actually the very first thing I got started with when I started reselling, and that's going to be cell phones. Now, cell phones can be a little sketchy just because of the fact that some people you buy them from might not be honest with you. It might be locked. They might have not paid off their contract. Stuff like that. So you need to be very wary of people you're buying from. You need to make sure the EIN's clean, all that good stuff. But cell phones can bring pretty insane profit margins as well. So as you can see, there's an iPhone 7, a cracked screen, brought in 500 bucks. So these sell for very high dollar amounts, but most likely you buying them from people, you're going to have to spend a lot of money up front. So like I said, this is what I started with. To be honest with you, I didn't do great on cell phones. That's kind of when I found used clothing, and I found it was much easier to find, to ship, to handle, all that good stuff. But this is going to be my fifth and final product that you guys can go out and resell on eBay. I'll continue to make more videos. I'm actually going to go and do another video on in-depth brand reviews of the stuff I sell. My top 5 favorite brands to resell on eBay. I've given you guys a couple up here, some great brands to look out for. It's Cool, Patagonia, and then North Face. They're all going to be pretty high-end outdoor hiking gear, stuff like that. If you guys enjoyed this video and you got some value from it, please like the video, subscribe. And then one last thing I'll do for you, just to give you guys even more value. So check this out. So a lot of people go on eBay and they type in something to see what the value is, and they see what people are selling it for. So if I unclick the sold listings, it's going to take me right here. And this is just all the listings and what people are asking for them. It's not actually what they're selling the product for. So if you want to see what they're actually selling the piece of clothing for, or the video game, you can do this with any item here on eBay. It's called finding the comps on an item. If you ever hear that term, this is what people are doing. So they'll type in the exact style, the size, color, stuff like that. And then what you do is you go down here and you click sold listings. And what this does is it's going to bring up everything with those keywords that have sold. So, and as you can see, this backpack sold for 40 bucks. This new without tags North Face jacket sold for $139. This sold for $35. So everything highlighted in green is the exact price that they sold it for. Now sometimes you'll see this where it says $39.99 with a dash through it. That means the best offer was accepted, and for some reason you still can't tell what they exactly sold it for. But this is going to give you guys a great idea on, hey, this is what this item's worth. Here's what I'm comfortable paying for that item. So, like I said, if you guys got a ton of value from this video, if you want to see more videos like this, please let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to share the video, like the video, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.